Business is picking up in the United States. That's according to the May jobs report out today. It says the economy added 280,000 jobs last month.
But the unemployment rate also increased. However, officials say that's a good thing because it means more people are actively searching for work.
And a lot of that growth is happening in Denver. It's the second fastest growing city in the U.S. And we're joined by Denver Mayor Michael Hancock. Mayor, thanks for joining us today.
Glad to be here with
Thank you.
We'll get to some of these numbers out of Denver in a second, but I first want to ask you about these reports that there may be a serial shooter on the loose in Colorado, not too far from Denver. Are there any updates that you can provide us?
I don't have any updates from my perspective, but I can tell you I know that the FBI as well as the ATF and the Colorado Safety Department are working very hard and diligently to find out who this is and make sure people remain safe.
Thanks very much.
All right, so let's get right into it. The tremendous growth in Denver. What do you attribute that to?
Well, I attribute it to it's a great lifestyle in Denver, Colorado. It's very active. It's very vibrant. It's attracting millennials as well as baby boomers to the city. And so if you think about those two generations on the opposite ends of the spectrum, they pretty much want the same things, though. They want the easy lifestyle. They want to remain active. They want to walk. They want good mobility. And I think Denver and our metropolitan region, quite frankly, contributes to all of that. And that's exciting. You can be in the mountains out of downtown Denver in a matter of 30 to 35 minutes. And I think it's a powerful opportunity for people.
Do you think that the millennial growth in Denver is a large driver?
Oh, without question. It's the fastest growing population in Denver, in the state of Colorado for that reason. Young people are coming from all over the nation to be a part of Denver's population, and it's pretty exciting for us.
Do you attribute any of that to the moves to legalize marijuana in the state?
No, I like to think of it as there's a young, hip mayor running the city.
But you started to smile as she started to ask that question, as if you knew where she was going.
No, because I already knew the answer I was going to give. That's what it was.
You've heard it before?
Yeah, I don't think that's it at all, actually. I think it is. I think it's the active lifestyle. I think Denver has become the new it city of this country. And it's one of those emerging cities where innovation is thriving, entrepreneurialism is driving, where it's very vibrant. It has a great downtown, probably one of the best, most vibrant downtowns in the nation. You can find a job. It's a great place to live. Again, you can be active year-round. It's just the things that the millennials are looking for.
And what about your future political ambitions? I mean, clearly the Republican field is humongous. There's 10 people running for president. Right now, a very small Democratic field. I mean, you are in your second term. What are you looking at 5 years ahead? What is it like for you?
Well, actually, I start my second term in July, so I just got reelected. And you know what? I'm not one of those people who get elected to look for the next election.
Job.
The reality is the people have elected me to do a job, and that's what I'm set up to do. I'm going to be the mayor for the next 4 years at least. We have a lot of work to do, and that time will take care of itself. I'll let it handle. We'll handle it when it comes.
Speaking of mayors, you met here also with another mayor, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, yesterday. You talked about immigration. Why is that something that's bringing you here to discuss?
Well, I met with Mayor de Blasio. It was the first time he and I have met in person. We exchanged pleasantries after his election, but I had not had a chance to meet him face to face. So that's really what this was an introductory conversation. We didn't really talk about immigration. We talked about some other issues like transportation bill pending in Washington, the importance of that bill coming through Washington and what we can do individually and collectively to make sure that happens to help our cities out. So we talked about our common interests in pre-K and the importance of making sure every kid enters school prepared, and starting with the earliest, our youngest of us, 2-3-year-olds.
What have you seen on the ground in Denver with the stay on the president's executive action on immigration?
Well, I'll tell you, we've been one of the cities, and I've been one of the mayors who've stood up with the president and said, this is unfortunate that the lives and the economic well-being of these individuals, as well as our cities, are hanging in the balance through political games. And we have really encouraged political parties and political stakeholders and the courts to allow the president to move forward with his executive order so that we can begin to put together a sensible strategy. But at the end of the day, it's Congress that needs to act and to make sure we have a strategy on immigration instead of continuing to play these political games.
Mr. Mayor, let me ask you about the severe weather that you've had in the area, the hailstorms that have damaged a lot of homes. What is the cleanup operation looking like going forward?
Well, I'll get more reports, and of course, many people woke up this morning determined, they heard it last night in Denver, and I got calls from home. We were hearing it out in my home as well. I have not been able to get the assessment yet out of Denver in terms of what the damage is, but this is like last year. I mean, personally, I had about $12,000 of damage in my home due to hail. And so we'll see what it looks like after last night, and we'll help people deal with it as best we can.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Michael Hancock, Mayor of Denver. Appreciate you being here.
Absolutely. Thank you all for having me.
Oh,
you
great.
very
Thanks
much.
so much.